but you certainly don't want to hear me sing. I can play guitar, but I'm not going to make your day horrible by singing to you.
Hey Tribe, it's Stephanie Dixon and welcome to Green is the New Black TV. We are here today at Wonderfruit Festival in Pattaya, Bangkok, and I'm thrilled because we are chatting to Craig Leeson, TV presenter and filmmaker of A Plastic Ocean. Craig, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
For people that haven't seen A Plastic Ocean, can you kind of give us a little bit of an outline of how scary it really is?
When we finished producing the film, I was quite depressed. What we found was so much worse than what we thought we'd find. It made me sit down and think that there was no coming back, that we'd gone too far already. It wasn't until I started talking and giving lectures to school kids that turned around for me, because I realized that our kids actually know more about the problem than the adults that I talk to. When kids know we have a problem, and they have an ideology about how to fix it. So I know that the next generation already understand that it's a problem. The trouble is, it's up to them to fix it for their kids.
Let's just talk a little bit about some of the stats. What are some of the scary stats?
In terms of the scale, we have to understand how much plastic we're making this year, and that's between 300 and 320 million tonnes. Half of that 300 million tonnes is single-use plastic, the plastic bags, the plastic bottles, wrapping around our food items and toys. And this is plastic that has an average shelf life of 12 minutes. But the problem is, plastic's the most durable product we've ever made. How we could ever say it's disposable is the greatest marketing lie of all time, and every piece of plastic ever made is still on the planet. So this stuff is building up and up and up, and that's what we're finding now going into our oceans. And it's getting into our food chain, and it's coming all the way back to us. And we now know it's causing a lot of health issues in humans.
Which is so terrifying, and I think you just shared a stat as well about as a seafood eater, we consume almost 11,000 pieces of plastic a year.
The average person will swallow 11,000 pieces of plastic. Every shellfish we tested had plastic pieces and the chemicals in there. The average oyster has 8 pieces, and these are microplastics, you won't even see them. But these plastics carry other toxins.
Yeah.
And that's what bioaccumulates in our bodies. And we can't dump that unless you're a woman, and you can dump that, and that's when you give birth to a baby and you breastfeed.
And then they're getting everything.
They're getting everything.
The whole lot.
The whole lot. So kids get an automatic download of toxins the moment they're born. And what we're finding in the US, for example, is that 92.6% of every human has plastics and the chemicals associated with plastics in their body. And kids between the ages of 6 and 11 have twice as much as their parents, because they're getting this automatic toxic download. Then they're born into a plastic age where their sippy cup has got plastic, and that leaches, and their water bottle has plastic, and that's leaching plastic into the water as they drink it.
It feels like, as you said, like there's almost no way to come back from this. So what can we actually do? So how can we actually help our audience to feel empowered and give them some actions that they can start taking today?
Yeah, that's important. We devoted the third act of the film to solutions, because we want people to understand that they can change. And it's about changing habit, first of all. We don't need to use straws. I mean, how many people use straws at home? I don't. So why do we need to use one at a bar?
Yeah.
500 million straws go into the environment every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Whew.
Used once and thrown away. So do something simple. Cut straws out of your lifestyle. Start demanding that your supermarket doesn't wrap all of these great products like coconuts in plastic. I mean, the supermarket where I live, they wrap coconuts in plastic. Now, this has the most natural packaging already. Why do you need to put plastic around it?
So durable.
Exactly. So what I do is, when I get to the checkout, I take all the plastic off all of the items, and I leave it with the manager and say, now you dispose of this properly. Where I live in Hong Kong, where there's a campaign going on now where people are picking up on this, and everyone's starting to do it. And at the same time, we're petitioning the supermarkets to stop wrapping individual fruit items in plastic. And so these are the things that the individual can do. On a macro scale, we've got to change legislation and government policy. Consumers drive the economy. And if we say we're not going to drink water out of plastic bottles anymore, that will put a dent into the economy of the bottlers, and they'll have to find another product to do it. And we used to use glass bottles and recycle them. Why don't we still do that? You get a deposit on that, which encourages people to take it back.
So a more fun question, what would Mother Nature say right now if she could speak?
Mother Nature would give us a scolding, a big scolding, because she cannot deal with this product. We have produced it, and we've changed the molecular structures by putting all different chemicals together, and there's no ability for nature, the environment, to break this stuff up. It's going to be there forever.
And we'll end off with your favorite wedge of wisdom or your life mantra.
I use a hashtag, a wave of change, and that's what we're trying to create now. The film is designed just to raise the issue, and so that people understand that we have a problem, because most people don't. So the first thing we have to do is let everyone know that we're doing the wrong thing, that there is a massive problem, and that we're damaging the world we rely on for our survival. We need to stop doing that, and a wave of change is the way that we can do that, I think.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us, and we'll definitely be supporting you on the sidelines as well as with our own new habits. No more straws.
No more straws.
And thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today so you can live more consciously tomorrow, and hopefully we'll see you next year here at Wonderfruit.